after quitting 6 years ago, now I'm really seeing things move. And I have to say, guys, there is more to it than just quitting the porn itself. You also have to quit all the bullshit video games, all the doom scrolling, and all the negative digital environment stuff that you do in order to be able to start this exponential growth in your life. And it can look extremely daunting at first, especially when you haven't actually correctly done it yet. So a couple of years ago, I wouldn't be able to imagine the place where this business is at now, and obviously the place my life is at. But it doesn't mean that this is not normal. So when you only spend time on working and socializing and working on your appearance and body, gym obviously, it's not rocket science that things are going to start to change rapidly within a couple of years. But that first couple of months where you only see a little bit of a change can really leave a bad taste in your mouth, and it can cause you to sort of lose hope, lose progress as well because of the lost hope as you slow down and you become less consistent. So unless you know that things are going to increase exponentially instead of linearly, you're basically doomed. So today I just wanted to share this quick story. I was at the cafe 2 days ago, yesterday, and there was some Volt drivers, food delivery drivers like Uber Eats for Hungary. They were whizzing by on their little electric bike. And I remember exactly a year ago, I was deliberating signing up as a food delivery driver next to the business, next to the Quit Porn Coach, while also doing the university. And it was one of those decisions that could have changed my life for the negative forever. Because a couple of things I've realized since then. First of all, if you make money like from a side gig, from a side hustle, which is just basically a paid job, you will spend money very, very differently than if you actually earn it. I mean, make it via business or via selling your own skills, specialized skills. And it's very, very true. Just look at the example of when I was a movie extra and I made a few $1,000, right? I ended up just traveling around Europe. I got great experiences, and it truly did change my life. It was the right thing to do at the time. However, I did spend all of that money on bullshit, like the excess money that I had left over. I just spent it on bullshit, to be honest with you. And so, looking at these drivers, as I'm sitting in a coffee shop, I realized that could have been me. And if I made that decision 1 year ago, I wouldn't be able to do any of what I'm doing right now, like not even close. And it did look on paper to be the correct choice. Financially, logically, everything. But there was one aspect, which is the subconscious, which is the gut, that told me that, hey, there's something not right with this. This cannot be right, this cannot be good, because you're working for someone else is profiting off of your work, and you are being commoditized as a unit of work or a worker. And so it cannot be actually worth it. And I mean, as it turns out, even though it might have been as much financially beneficial as I thought initially, the business part was a lot more financially beneficial than I thought. And so I'm very happy that I am able to now help dozens of guys to quit porn and to help them in their journey of, not just quitting porn, but obviously moving on with their life and creating a life, creating an environment that allows them to stay off of porn long term. And I'm not selfish. I love working with you guys. I love coaching guys. But at some point, I will have to start making products that are able to reach bigger market, because my ultimate goal is to help as many people as possible to quit porn and become more productive with their life, because that is the highest possible leverage that I'm aware of in this world. Before I quit porn, I was a nobody. I wasn't able to do anything. I literally wasn't able to take the bus because I couldn't afford the bus pass. for Budapest. I would have to beg for my mom for a bus ticket. That's how broke I was. I was like 22 years old. And so quitting porn allowed me to start all of the good habits that eventually led me towards a life of abundance and all of that. But it is not linear. Like, it's so important to understand. This is not linear. And the first couple of years, you're not going to see these crazy exponential benefits of NoFap. The superpowers is not what I'm talking about. This is the exponential benefit of not spending energy on bullshit media, on pornography, and not spilling your seed over some random video on the internet. You will not see it for years, because every day you can only put in a slight amount of extra energy compared to somebody who is watching porn, let's say once a week, which is, to be honest, once a week isn't that crazy. It still has a massive, massive negative impact when you look at it over the years. Now, again, it compounds. So you put in a little bit of extra energy every day, and just like as it is with investing money, like it compounds the energy, the results of that energy compound. So if you do, what is good for you, meditation, working out, building some side business, advancing in your career, or making your studies more efficient, creating a better environment around you, it all acts as leverage for a better life, for a better environment. Let's say you are a compulsive porn addict, and let's say you're able to reduce your porn use by 50%. You have a slightly more amount of energy. With that energy, you can start researching on how to quit porn, right? And let's say you are able to reduce your porn use a further 25%. And you realize that actually sleep has a lot more to do with porn than, if you slept well, it would be a lot better than if you took like cold showers or you did some mantra meditation or exercise or whatever. And so you start researching sleep. You realize that you have a horrible sleep pattern, everything is horrible, nothing is working. So you start making your sleep better. Therefore you have even more energy, which you invest into, let's say, studies. So you get better grades, you're able to get a better position at a internship, which gives you a better job. And 1 or 2 years go by, and even with this very vanilla, very default compulsive porn addict example that I'm telling you, you will be in a significantly better place, looking significantly better, feeling significantly better mentally, and obviously, being in a better place as far as your career and finances go. Just because you were able to invest that extra energy. Because porn takes away that energy, it makes you more lethargic, it makes you less vigorous when it comes to wanting to live life. And a very easy way for you guys to test this out is just get your laptop or your phone and set a red color filter. Make the screen like 95% red or 97% red, and just see how your body and brain reacts. Very quickly, like within a couple minutes, maybe 30 minutes max, you'll be able to see, now that all of the bullshit, all of the blue light is gone from the screen, all of a sudden the outside world looks a lot better than whatever is on your screen, and then you start realizing that, this whole thing is basically acts like a trap for me, because you're being attracted via the blue light, which, the sun should emit the blue light, but obviously the screens emit it now. So your brain, when it sees blue light and it sees super vibrant colors, goes to that machine or that screen and just gets addicted to it and doesn't want to let it go, because it thinks like that is daytime, that is life, that is the sun. Meanwhile, outside it might be a little bit less saturated, a little bit less colorful, but it's still daylight. So when you turn your screen red, all of a sudden this shifts and your screen becomes a little bit dimmer than the outside. And then when you look outside, you'll be like, fuck, I'm missing out on life. I might as well just go out, take a walk, sort of reflect, maybe write in my little A6 journal, and just sort out my life, instead of watching the next video and the next video and the next video on YouTube, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, etc. Right? And with, add up 1,000 little tricks like this. We can't undo all of them. You cannot undo the internet, right? You want to adapt to it. You want to use your phone as a device. You want to use whatever technologies that are around you to make your life better. You can't undo tracking, you can't undo, the loss of privacy in these times, but you can leverage the extra data that these companies would use anyway to make your life even better, to make your life more efficient. And when push comes to shove, that will make you a better person. But it's very important to also, while doing this, remove all the negative effects that are possible to remove. So for example, the example I used here is the red light color filter. That is something I turn on every night automatically. I set it up on my phone that it turns on automatically. I use blockers for AI feeds. For example, I don't have an Instagram feed on my computer. I don't have a Facebook feed on my computer. Don't have a YouTube feed on my computer. Don't even have recommended videos on YouTube. If I click on a video, there's no sidebar. It's all set up, right? Use newsfeed indicator extension browser extension for that, by the way. And you can actually use your phone. You can put the calorie counter app. You can start counting your calories. You can, start a digital habit tracker. Use voice notes. Like, there are 1,000 great ideas that you can do, which are helpful, and they are on your phone. But it takes multiple, even years. Like, it could take over a year for your brain to stop associating your phone with the bullshit. And luckily, I'm able to tell you that from experience, like, it's been over 2 years for me that I haven't really used my phone for any type of scrolling. There were some like slip-ups when it comes to scrolling some Facebook feeds, because there's a way to get into Facebook, but mostly I was able to avoid it. And yeah, it's great. The phone is a great device as long as it's not using you. You need to use the phone. And all of this what I'm talking about, it starts with quitting porn. And sometimes you have to clean up your digital environment as you're trying to quit porn as well. This is something that I talk about in the coaching, and I work with guys. Sometimes it's not even the first step to quit porn, because their whole digital environment is so cooked that it needs to be set up. Obviously, you can delete the YouTube app. If you're watching this on the mobile and you're watching it through the YouTube app, listen, you can just watch YouTube on your browser. This is what I do. I just listen to YouTube, I turn off the screen, I set up like a browser extension that lets you turn off the screen. I use Brave. You can disable all of the YouTube recommendations. I turned off my YouTube history, so there are no YouTube shorts. It doesn't even work, which is awesome. And yeah, it's not rocket science. You just have to follow step-by-step instructions, obviously. And if you're interested in this, I'm actually building these out as we speak. Remember, stay vigilant, stay curious, and quitting porn is the biggest leverage you can have. So if you're looking to quit porn, you can get personalized help, one-on-one coaching on quitporncoach.com. You can talk to me. I'm Nick Ambrush. I'm Coach Nick, and I'm signing out. See you next time, guys.